Hello everyone, I'm Steve, Mark's around, say hi Mark.
Everybody!
And this is Smokey, Steve, and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back, and happy Saturday. It is the weekend, so we know what that means. I went old school, this was a thing we used to make in rehab. It was coffee, strong, and an entire packet of hot cocoa mix, Swiss mix, so there's like marshmallows in it. For the caffeine sugar fiend in all of us. So I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is safe. Look after yourselves. Look after people you care about. We have a holiday coming up. Um, a lot of people might be kind of keeping to themselves, maybe spending it digitally with family, friends. You're more than welcome here. We're doing a live on Christmas Eve, so feel free to stop by if you need somewhere to go and a place to hang out. I think it's going to be at 6 p.m. All right. So where we left off with our fair lady, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, the Daily Chantal Chantopoulos, and now Chantal Marie again. For how long? We shall see. Uh, she had a rather interesting last week. Well, depends on your definition of interesting. She went through another Christmas drive-through. She had the beginnings of a health situation that kind of is spilling into this week. Uh, where she had to go to the hospital. She ended up going to the ER. She felt sick, then she felt kind of okay, and then ate a bunch of stuff from Swiss Chalet. And then that didn't go well, and ended up in the ER and had a battery of tests done. She ended up, Mark broke in with late breaking news at the end of last week's video that she was diagnosed with C. diff, another clot in her lungs, which she has a history of, at least for the length of the time I've been reviewing her. She was diagnosed with what did she say? She said pulmonary embolism in her lung, and there's a new one. And also, she didn't say the doctor said this, but she said it was on her paperwork being sent home that she had severe or extreme fatty liver disease. Uh, a couple viewers had commented that she said that she had had this before, that this wasn't news to her. It just caught her attention maybe a little more this time. At any rate, she has decided, apparently, to try to do something about all of this, and we are going to be coasting into another weight loss journey. It was bound to happen eventually. So, this week, more bad news on the health side of things, which was announced in a live. Both of the hospital stories, the hospital story from last week and the health updates, more bad news this week, were lives. So, I got the juice I could from the live, and then you know how I do kind of skip through the rest. She wrote tomes on the community board, like long ones. So we'll go over some of those towards the end. And let's just rock and roll. So health updates, more bad news. She's lying in bed early in the morning. I have no concept of her time because she keeps different hours all the time. She used to be a night person and now she's up at like 7 in the morning, but then sometimes she's asleep at like 6 p.m. Hard to keep track. She said she didn't feel like doing a video, that she had made one, but she thought it sucked when she was doing the editing. Good call on the part of the creator to not put up crap, I guess. And she didn't think she'd be on very long. Now, she was up for an hour and a half on this live. But, so she's taking some pretty pricey, I guess, antibiotics that help her with her issues. And she's not feeling well. She's tossing and turning. And she also talks about how there was some testing done in one of her blood glucose measures. She didn't seem sure what it was called. I'm not going to repeat that information. I don't know what it's called. But some indicator that she's probably, the doctor had said, diabetic. So there's going to be more tests done. Again, this is the back out of it later thing. I never said I was diabetic. The doctor said I might be diabetic, and their test then showed ... So this doesn't mean she has diabetes exactly. There's a way to back out of this, but this was the closest I've ever heard her saying she has diabetes. The last time she talked around it, going to the diabetes doctor, going to the diabetes clinic, getting put on the diabetic diet, which left room to say, no, I never said I had diabetes. So we'll see. We'll see. Um, let's see. Hopefully the liver problem that she has can be reversed through diet. Diabetes, I know for a lot of people, I'm guessing type 2 because I'm guessing that's what she would have, is managed by diet as well. So I think we're past the threshold now when we can say, yes, other people have these problems, but it's not related to weight. It's yes, but. I had issues with fatty liver. I was like 290 pounds, which is about 100 pounds overweight for my height. I'm 6 feet tall. And I also drank like a fish. You know, my liver is not in squeaky clean shape myself. Gallons of vodka and mouthwash will do that to a person. So I can, appreciate that. But with time and food and patience and stop putting things in the body that poison it, bodies can heal. They can. I mean, I'm not a starfish. I didn't grow another, body part, but it can happen. It can happen. So she is making a doctor's appointment for some psychotherapy. She has stopped and started therapy 3,000 times. She's not the only person to do it. Some people go once, don't like the therapist, and figure therapy doesn't work, and they leave. That's not a fair shake, as far as I'm concerned. But rapport is also important with the therapist you're working with. So, as a mental health advocate, as by profession, I would say, if you're uncomfortable, leave. But also give yourself a chance to succeed in treatment and give yourself maybe a little bit of time. Therapy's also not free everywhere, so if you don't have $50 to try out a therapist and see if you like them, you might have to go different routes. It depends. She said she promised her family. This therapist specializes in food issues, apparently, and she had promised her family she would do it. That is an interesting bit of information to put out there. Chantal is not like, she wasn't hatched. She has a family. Tumultuous in the past, she's explained, and there's steps, and she didn't live at home for a while, and she's close to her grandmother, all sorts of stuff. Sorry, I know, a little early. So, in talking about her family, like I said, Chantal is not in a bubble. Like, she has family and friends outside of YouTube. And I suspect these people are concerned about her. When I was in the middle of my addiction and my drinking, the hardcore, like every single day type of stuff, well-meaning people intervene. And sometimes an addict will snap back and be extremely insulting because addiction demands your full attention and will be obnoxious to anything that threatens that, whether that's family members, friends, doctors, whoever. Anyone that wants to get in the way of me and me doing what I want to do is a threat, and I will rip you limb from limb, verbally, some people physically, just to preserve that. So when I hear family, when she says her family members, she promised to them that she would go into therapy, it's twofold. One is she's keeping up a promise to her family, which is good, which means maybe something heartfelt happened that maybe got to her a little bit. Or it's one of those, if I do this, will you guys shut up and leave me alone? Because after a bender, periodically, usually a bender that would put me in the psych ward, I'd come out after and be like, I'm starting therapy, I'm doing this, and give everyone the impression that this was the reset button, that now we're starting over, that you can stop worrying, and more importantly, stop bothering me about it. So there's a couple ways it could go. I'm not saying she is one or the other. I'm saying that there's a couple ways she could be thinking about it. So she knows for sure. She also said she has an enlarged spleen and that her liver may hurt. And she was referred possibly to a bariatric place for possibly weight loss surgery. That topic has come and gone and come and gone. I don't think mentally, like, I don't think when I was big, we'll say me, when I was like closer to 300 pounds, I would have had to have gained another 10 pounds to probably be in the right range with comorbidities to get like a lap band or what is it, the sleeve or anything like that. But I didn't have a healthy enough relationship with food with myself, essentially, that's the same thing, that I would have worked, I think, because I still would have wanted to eat when I wanted to eat. I probably still would have tried to binge and blow my staples, because that just fixes the body from what I understand. Mentally, I would have had to have been much more prepared going into it. So it probably wouldn't have been a good option for me because I wouldn't have been able to take advantage of it because psychiatrically I just couldn't. Maybe that's the case for her, maybe it's not. Who knows? But going forward with the C. diff, blood clots, fatty liver, probable diabetes, enlarged spleen, and bad relationship with food, something should be happening. At this point, the food choices are not just impacting her weight. It's not just making her bigger. She's hurting on the inside. Other systems are getting involved. It's at the point now where you can't say other thin people get all these things. Maybe in isolation they do, but this composite of health concerns, added with being 250 pounds overweight, is concerning. And we're in the middle of a pandemic. This makes you really vulnerable, which she touches on briefly in a bit. Mark? You okay?
Yeah.
I heard something fall.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm good.
Just checking.
Thank you for checking.
Of course. So, she's not sure what to do diet-wise. Now, at this point, I would say professional would be a good place to go. Only because now she has a couple conditions that she's going to be managing, or attempting to manage, for however long she chooses, we shall see, by diet. The fatty liver and potential diabetes. So, winging your diet at that point might not be advisable. I don't know that I would go blindly into making food choices, especially if I was using food to manage a medical condition. Not that obesity is not a medical condition, of course, but one that could be, I don't want to even say more immediately dangerous. I mean, being that weight you could drop, but you know what I mean. Like something that's a little more. This isn't just about being fat anymore. This is about other areas of health that could be immediately dangerous a little more suddenly. And she gets honest for 1 second, and she says one of the more honest things I've ever heard her say. And if she means it, then there's room for her to get better. If this is actual insight and not fake insight to make people think she's deep, then it's good. She said part of her wants to change. Good. And part of her is very indifferent and just doesn't care at all. And she said the obsession is just strong. That's the most insight I think I've heard out of Chantal. Again, is it fake insight to blow smoke at people, or is it honest? Chantal is wishy-washy. I want to believe that she gets it, but could you blame a guy for doubting her? No. Do I blame you for doubting her? No! You've been watching her channel probably as long as I have. So, it's hard to say. Mark!
Yeah.
Can you come in here, please?
Yeah.
Because I have a question. This is like an addiction question. Mark's in recovery, by the way. So am I. I used to drink. Mark had other things he liked to do, too.
Yes.
So we have some familiarity with the topic. Now, Chantal says she wants to change.
Yeah.
Part of her. But another part of her wants to just say, F it, who cares, and is indifferent.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty honest of her.
Oh, yeah. That really stuck out to me. I'm like, wow, that is really honest, transparent, because
Yeah.
I absolutely can relate to that statement.
Mm-hmm. I thought it made a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
I also gave it the caveat that Chantal is very often good at saying the right thing at the right time.
Yeah.
Which is at the cornerstone of manipulation.
Yes.
So, fake insight is something I've used a lot to try to get people to go away. But if it's true, I think she kind of gets it.
Yeah, and I'm optimistic. I thought that was a step in the right direction for her, because this is something that we very rarely hear from her, in my opinion.
No.
Things like that,
Yeah.
insight like that. That's not something you would just say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I thought that I'm kind of going with, like, yeah, she was honest about it.
Yeah. Have to square that with the bright red fire engine red lipstick.
Yeah.
And the jet black wig.
Yes.
Putting down half a pizza saying, "Shoe fly, don't tell me what to eat."
Right.
You know, and this is all the same person.
Yeah.
These are both Chantal.
Mm-hmm.
So which is the real Chantal?
Right.
I don't know. Are either of them real?
I was just going to say.
Is Foodie Booty just a character?
Exactly. We only know what she shows us and what,
Yeah.
she says to us. Like you said, she has an entire life outside of YouTube. But
I hope
was
she does
very,
anyway.
I don't know if refreshing is the right word, but refreshing to hear her say that. That really stuck out to me this week out of everything else she said.
And her restaurant dreams. Using dreams!
Absolutely.
Her using dreams!
The first thing you and I said. Using dreams!
She has a Burger King in her head that she visits? Of course she has using dreams. You know what we used to
using
call them?
dreams.
Freebies.
Yeah.
Save it for your dreams.
Exactly.
Chalk it up to a free one you didn't gain weight from.
And
pray for one the next night.
Notable about that, too, was that she seemed surprised when someone said...
Someone said in the chat, she was like, oh, I hadn't thought of that. I'm like, yeah, just draw some dots.
Interesting.
Same feelings, different substances.
Telling you the truth, if she finally accepts the fact that she is a food addict and approaches her recovery in that way, I think she will. I think she'll have a chance.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
My opinion too.
Serious.
Holding out hope.
Poke fun and stuff.
Holding out hope. Oh, I give her a hard time. Not as much as other people.
I do too.
But...
I do too. But you know what? Hopefully this is. I really hope this is a wake up call, and I hope she can get it together.
I wonder if
but
she
I do
hates
think
me.
her only chance is to view this as an addiction.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So as this is alive, I scooted through kind of like this. So as I went through after I got about her addiction dreams where she visits the Burger King in her mind, and I don't mean to be joking about that either because it's as serious as anything else. It sounds funny. Okay, come on, it does sound funny. But it's real to her, you know. Skip ahead, her depression's bad, she is on antidepressant medication. Skip ahead, inpatient eating disorder treatment is not covered by her insurance. Inpatient drug and alcohol treatment, hit or miss, is covered here. Eating disorder is not. You can't. Finding a male bed for eating disorder treatment, because I have a history with bulimia. Finding a bed for treatment with that, for a guy, forget it. Every place I called, they were, there's no room for men. It's handled either outpatient or in a long-term inpatient psychiatric facility. So it's just not done. And my drug and alcohol treatment, an inpatient stay, my last one, 21 days, $25,000. I had insurance through my employer, thank God. So otherwise, it's very expensive to be in treatment. So now we have some community posts, just a couple, 2-3, and we're gonna cruise through these because it's a lot, and watching me read might not necessarily be what you want to see, but I will try to narrate, do voices, and see. I don't have a good Chantal voice. I can almost not even do her I said shit. Okay, the first big thing. She changed the name of the channel to Chantal Marie. Now, this has come up before. As I said in the beginning, there's been about 12 channel names. This was about 5 days ago. Hey, guys! You probably noticed I changed my channel name back to Chantal Marie. I just feel like a name without the word food in it will be fitting for the journey I am embarking on. Yes, another health journey. I'm right there with you. Zero confidence, but I'm right there with you. I do enjoy doing vlog-style videos, so I will more likely do that. I will still do healthy recipes, as I plan to find healthy alternatives to foods I like. While I have a lot of healing to do with my body, I also need to be realistic as someone with an eating disorder, put a pin in that, that's in writing, who cannot do extremes right off the bat. One thing I can agree with, though, is the cessation of processed, fatty, sugar-laden foods. Hope you will still enjoy my videos. See you soon, XO. So, she's gonna make a change. We're gonna go through another change again. I'm a sucker. You guys, I'm a sucker. If she's willing to try again, or entertaining the idea of trying again, I'll back her. I'm not confident that she'll succeed, and she would have to understand why people wouldn't believe that she would succeed, because there's been so many false starts. But I had a lot of false starts too, and people had lost a lot of hope that I was going to get well. And eventually, if you can call this well, I got a little better, enough that I can function, So, I mean, that's there for her too. It's her call when it starts. It could start today. It could start in a week. It could have started 3 weeks ago. That's her call when it starts. It could start in the afternoon, even if it didn't start when she got up this morning. So that's entirely up to her to do. And next, I have people on Instagram arguing with me over cacao powder I used in my smoothie. So now she's going healthy. She must have put something on Instagram and people are mad. This journey is going to be fun. Get ready for everything I put in my mouth to be scrutinized, even if it is healthy. I'm going to do my best to ignore these comments. I know some have reached out wondering when my next video will be. I filmed one, just need to edit it, so probably tomorrow. Okay. When you have a weight loss, this started as a weight loss channel. It was called Smoke Yourself Thin. That was the name of it. It was just me. Mark wasn't part of it. And I did like weigh-in Wednesdays and then maybe a few what I ate today videos. Okay, it doesn't matter what you're eating. She has a bigger channel, and she gets defensive when people scrutinize her eating habits, so people who want to aggravate her do it more. But no matter what you're eating, people will pick at it because it's YouTube and people like to pick at what you eat. If you do what I ate today videos, regardless of what you're eating, whether it's keto, vegan, low carb, Atkins, calorie counting, it doesn't matter. People will always have something to say about it. So that's par for the course. She probably gets it more because she's foodie beauty. And she doesn't seem to have an understanding of, like, portion control. She's just getting... If she does understand it, she shouldn't do it. And for the time that she can do it, she can't sustain it. So, we'll go to the next video. Weight loss vlog, 1 meal at a time. Obesity, episode 1, 1 meal at a time. So she doesn't have a whole lot of energy, apparently. She's going to clean the house and weigh herself. She said she got up early and already was going through the Uber Eats, wanting to get pastries and crepes and eggs and sausage and everything, and decided no, she was going to make her own breakfast. She weighed in at 391, and she said the last time she had weighed at the hospital, she was 400.4. So she's in the 390 to 400 range. She's been going to the bathroom for 10 times a day for a very long time. So she's lost some solid waste, probably some fluids. And big folks, we can hold fluids, you know. I was on lithium one time and I was swelled up really bad. And when I stopped taking it, I lost about 10 pounds within 3 days after I stopped taking it. So, good for her. She felt it was a motivator. She felt good about it. Let her have it. Let her go with it. Breakfast, bran cereal, bananas, blueberries, coffee, eggs with cheese. Okay. And then there was a cut. She's dressed up a little bit. She looks good. Her hair's done. She's in tights. So far, she's getting things right. You know, as far as this. She might not feel good, but she made herself look good. She's happy about what the scale said. She's had a good breakfast. She's doing life well right now. Then she orders lunch from Luna Burrito. Okay. And she said, I'm not going to pretend I'm not going to eat takeout. That's honest, you know, for whatever's on camera. We don't know what she does off camera, but for this extent, it's okay. She gave the calorie count. It was 620, and it was like mostly starch. It was like beans and brown rice and veggies and guac and stuff like that. And she said she ate out a few times recently, but it wasn't the best food, but she didn't finish it. So I guess she ate less of the unhealthy food. She's trying to have the best of both worlds. We'd all love to have our cake and eat it too. And sometimes you can, but not like every day. I don't know. And she says you either going to get that burrito bowl or go to Subway. Now, I know Jared from Subway, who she mentions, is kind of a controversial character. Okay. But I used to always go get the Subway 12-inch veggie delight. No cheese, no mayo, nothing. Mustard, vinegar, veggies, and it was like 600 calories. And that was like my indulgent thing because it was ordered out. It wasn't indulgent because it was laden with fat. It was indulgent because I didn't make it myself. That was like the treat of it at the time. So there, you can eat out and eat well. And going into the next one, let's just see, because I have her. She didn't delete all these posts yet. I'm stunned because they were a little bit, you know, they were a little heated. She got a little mad. Going into the next post, you can kind of see why. Healthy fast food options. F-obesity. Episode 2, healthy alternatives. So in the beginning, she opened up some box Inspira. It's like a journal made by another YouTuber called Jordan Shrinks, who I don't know anything about, but she had this journal she got from her. It was $50. It was nice. Was it $50 nice? Leave it to the viewer to decide. So she gets up, makes another healthy breakfast, fruit, raspberries, bananas, eggs, cheese, whole grain toast. She's having margarine. People think, you know, the margarine is not healthy for her. She's using sugar-free ketchup. Now, I get she's trying to get off sugar right now. And again, I'm concerned. I'd be concerned for anyone who's especially maybe diabetic, probably, maybe get some more tests done. I would be cautious about my own diet if I had a condition like that where things could go kind of wrong if I'm not eating the right thing. Not that I don't think she's eating healthy necessarily, but I don't know. There's a lot of different kinds of healthy, and certain proportions of fat, carb, protein might not be best for certain people trying to manage certain stuff. She said herself that they go super low carb trying to treat fatty liver. So I don't know if she's making the best choices. It looks like it to me, but I'm not her doctor and I'm not a nutritionist and I don't know her medical background. And if they're not questions she's asking, and they're volunteering information and maybe she's just not following it, I don't know. So she has her breakfast, and when she gets to the sugar-free ketchup, this was what had it. Okay, sugar-free ketchup, one, is disgusting. Even good sugar-free ketchup is disgusting, and I'm a ketchup fiend. It's about 5 calories less. Okay, so let's say in a week. Let's just talk counting calories, because that's what she's doing for her weight loss plan right now, just counting calories. And I think that's just friggin' fine, because she can choose whatever food she wants as long as she stays under a certain number. The 5 calories you save from the ketchup you use maybe 5 times a week can be destroyed. I mean, destroyed by one binge. We can ruin a whole week's of progress by one big cheat day. And a binge eater has big cheat days when they cheat. So it's something to be mindful of. All these little bits of progress that do all add up. Now, having said that, the 5 calories on the ketchup isn't what put on 200 pounds. It's probably the bigger, larger binges periodically that just never, and being hugely inactive over a long period of time that has probably done it. But again, these little changes are good, but the sustained over a long period of time, that's, Chantal makes good plans, but sustaining them is something that she's always had a big challenge with. So, going forward. She was going to pick up some groceries to make shepherd's pie, which is one of her comfort foods. She said already. We'll see what she can do with portion control. And then she went to Wendy's, and I thought, honey, already? Like, I know she's turned around a weight loss journey in like 10 hours before, but really? So it was talking about getting healthy alternatives and healthy options, which was the point of the video, apparently. And she showed what she would usually order at Wendy's before, which was 1,970 calories. That's enough for a whole day. That's more than enough for a whole day for a woman her height. She's about 5'2", okay? And then she said now it's 685. That's reasonable. That's fine. And she gets a salad, a baked potato, and a grilled chicken wrap. That's something I would get. I don't have a problem with potatoes. I'm not a keto-phile. I don't do low carb. When I was losing my weight, and I was like about 290 at my highest, and I got down to 180, and then COVID hit, and I fell into the COVID trap of, well, who cares? I'll just wear sweatpants all day. And I think I ended up putting back on about 15 pounds. So I've been toying with my own weight it's on me too. I'm dealing with the same sort of thing too. Certainly not the amount of weight she's dealing with, but I'm in the fight. I know it's not easy. But what she's eating, it doesn't matter if I think it looks healthy. She has different medical conditions where her food choices have more consequences than mine. So me looking at this and thinking I don't have any medical issues that are endangered by carbs or fat or this or that, I would eat it. I don't know if that's true for her. I don't know if she knows if that's true for her or if it's inconclusive at the moment. So again, her being cautious with her food choices now, I think, is more about the impact on her other health concerns. Before, I would always think about, well, she's eating fatty foods and she's going to get fat. And you always have in the back of your head, or, well, the front of your head, heart attack, stroke, respiratory arrest, things like that. But it's more now. Bodies give out. So she says she doesn't think eating on camera is the destructive part of her channel. It's more of what she eats. I thought for a second about that, and yes and no. It's not the eating on camera, actually. It is what she eats. However, I think there's parts of her audience that prefer to watch her eat fattier, messier foods. And I think some of those videos get more views than if she's sitting there eating a salad and a bowl of cereal as part of a vlog. Which, don't even lie, Chantal does not like the work of doing daily vlogs. I hope she gets to like the work of it and that this becomes something she does more often. But she said in the past it's a lot of work and she's kind of lazy. So I hope she's snapped out of that, but she hasn't for the last 18 or so tries. Just something to think about. If she's eating on camera and she feels compelled to get fattier food because she thinks it gets more views and is better for the channel, then yeah, eating on camera does become part of the problem because it intersects with your eating disorder and you're choosing less healthy foods in the interest of making more money. That could be an intersection, that could be an issue. And incidentally, this is judgmental personal advice. Seeing this therapist, make sure we give a full disclosure about the fact that we eat on camera for money and have a YouTube channel, or that you have in the past, even if you never plan to do mukbangs again, which you may in a week, but let's say for the time being you don't plan to do anymore. Disclosure, full disclosure. Don't hide this part of your life. Make sure the therapist knows, you know what, food is involved in my work too. It is what it is. And try to come up with a solution that takes that into account. You can't come up with a solution around food that ignores the fact that food is part of her job. Like, there's no getting around that part. So, and she's not going to stop doing it, so she's going to have to make peace with it and find some solution in the middle. Anyway, so take the weekend off. She was going to do no videos, pick up some packages. They were talking about the Oh, Pete's comes in and picks up some packages, excuse me. And they're talking about the script for the Abominable Pete's. And then she's planning a Christmas vlog. So, some abbreviated community posts, which I can't believe she left up. She got really indignant, briefly. She put up a few things like Torrid and some other things that she had put up. Nothing big. She did a giveaway. Good for her. I like when creators do giveaways. Especially bigger creators, because I think, like, it's so hard to have access. This is like a YouTube aside. It's so hard to have access to a larger creator, even in lives, because there's always so many people. So when you get something personal from like one of the bigger creators, I always think that's cool. So, let's see. Done sharing. This was like yesterday. Done sharing any kind of weight-related content. I called this, but I'm no one special. A lot of people called this. Yes, again, I cannot mentally handle all the comments nitpicking a damn baked potato. I'm not mad about the baked potato. I think it's fine. I just think if we're having food choices that are maybe not good for other medical conditions aside from obesity, we should be careful about that. If it's already cleared and that's cool, eat a potato. I'm okay with potatoes. I will work on my health once again behind the scenes and update you every once in a while. I'm counting calories and nothing more for now. All I did was count calories, pretty much. OMAD, and count calories. This meal was literally so much healthier and less calories than I would normally eat. True. To be honest, kind of sick of my diet being judged by other fatties on this platform as well. It's YouTube. It's gonna happen. I have too much of an anger problem to deal with this. And that is shown by her next post. I'm going to turn off comments for now. We've been here before, haven't we? Not sure for how long. Maybe a month, maybe a day. I think Monday is what she actually ended up doing. I think we can see them day after tomorrow. Way too bitchy right now and get annoyed very easily at everything. I'm going to continue to post. You can almost, she should be like out on a ledge somewhere. Continue to post a variety of stuff, like Ava Perone-esque. If I feel like sharing my weight loss journey one day, I will. And if I feel like doing a video eating pizza and farting, then I will. The idea that you can't eat pizza and lose weight and be healthy is absurd. Eating 2 or 3 slices versus a whole pizza and an appetizer is a positive change. This is true. It's a step in the right direction. It's not a huge step in the right direction, but it's, you know, we're doing harm reduction, apparently, which in other fields of addiction is a thing. So, okay, all right. There are so many ways to achieve a lifestyle change, and this is mine. I'm not interested in keto. I'm with you, sister. So please harass someone else. They can be very passionate about that lifestyle. Keto is a lifestyle for a lot of people. It's not simply a diet. And so when it's rejected, some folks take like strong personal offense because it's them. It's not just what they choose to eat. It's a whole thing. I don't know. What I eat is what I eat. You know, I'm not super invested in it beyond it's food and it tastes good and keeps me alive. But that's the keto, folks. So please harass someone else. I'm sorry to my regular loyal viewers about the comments being turned off, but it won't be forever. I appreciate your support. With comments off and all these irritating reaction channels blocked, I won't see or hear anything anyone says. I'm not looking for unsolicited advice, especially from hypocrites and bullies. This is how I kill my Saturdays, honey. I will never understand how there's so much to complain about with my videos, yet people keep watching like hawks. And yes, this is a community post rant. If you don't like it, fudge off. Sick of people telling me I can't talk freely about what I want on my channel. YouTube is so ass backwards. And then this is 5 hours ago. Right now, what the hell time is it here? Let's break the fourth wall. It's about 4 p.m. here on the East Coast. So, hey Beezers, I'm calm this morning. I watched a few videos with squiggly shapes moving and this calmed me down. This post illustrates exactly the approach I'm taking with my weight loss journey. I find it to be the most realistic in attaining for long term, eating healthy 80% of the time, and eating foods that are not health foods, such as pizza, 20% of the time. My ratio probably 1090 before. This is taken from the Hungry Girl Instagram page. However, the therapist I will be working with adopts the same philosophy when healing their patients. Restriction is dangerous for some binge eaters. True. This is true. In other areas, total abstinence of addiction, you know what I mean? Like, there's harm reduction in other fields of addiction where people do, like, medication-assisted treatment. I know she's tried that with Vyvanse before and had really unpleasant side effects, according to her, where people kind of taper down a little bit. or it's take another maintenance medication, you know, so it's not always cut it off and never have it again. But there's a school of thought that there's like no cheat days. It's all the way in or nothing. I mean, I'm also following Cynthia Beaumont, who's doing about 800 calories a day on her weight loss journey. And she's losing weight. She's eating crap too, but she's eating less. That's pretty much all she's doing. So, let's see. Took me a while to realize that restriction is dangerous for some binge eaters. It'll take a long time to undo 20 years of food issues. I will turn my comments back on when I come back Monday with a torrid haul and a room reveal. She's cleaning. I love hearing from my supporters and ask for positivity in the comments and no bees in. I woke up this morning and I am not giving up. I had a healthy breakfast. So this is our fair lady and how she's been doing. Again, I want to see her do well. I don't dislike Chantal. Again, I don't know if she watches me. So when I say Chantal, I'm talking to myself, like she usually says. Reactors talk to ourselves, or she's probably right. But when I've found myself in similar circumstances, where my food choices were impacting my health, mostly by weight, but I also ended up having some other issues that go with it. And my other addiction, her addiction being food, my other addiction being a substance, affects your body. It affects your family. It affects the people around you. It affects Pete's having to be doing personal care type stuff. Families having to be worried that she's not going to wake up the next morning because they're worried about her health. The quality of work on her channel because her physical health complications as a result of some of the obesity is impacting that. So it impacts her work, her family, her romantic life, her social life. She has social anxiety. Depression, definitely bad depression, and these things intertwine, you know, in all these areas of her life. It's not all that it could be. And hopefully she will let this time be the time. If she's going to get well, one of these times is going to be the time. And again, I've said she can't be surprised if nobody believes she's going to do well. She can't be. I mean, there's so much evidence. So she needs to understand that people are not going to be optimistic. I don't know if anyone has the right to be outright rude, because I mean, if I'm a sucker. Anybody who's willing to try, willing to try to put some work in, I'll be on your side, because it helps to have people on your side when nobody else is. But that doesn't mean, oh, poo-poo, honey, you tried. Oh, you fucked up? Oh, okay, people fuck up. Okay, get up, let's go. You know, somewhere between poo-pooing people and punching them in the throat, there can be like a compassionate approach, sort of, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I don't even know her. But I hope she's okay. So, thank you all for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the like button and the bell on your way out so you'll get all the alerts. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Twitter. Our handle's at SmokeySteveA. Our email address and our contact information's all listed down below as well. Thank you again, and Mark and I are going live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, so definitely feel free to stop by. Chats are usually pretty chill. We catch up on some of the folks we react to, weather, holidays. It's pretty quiet. We have some good mods, too. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Bye!